Story number 1. Working the night shifts on the railroad trains is nothing short of unnerving. Most nights, the endless tracks unfold like the lines of a haunting sonnet beneath the watchful eyes of the moon, whispering secrets of the long forgotten. My colleagues and I have often swapped tales, ones that dance with shadows and echo with ghostly whispers, but there's one tale, one paranormal phenomenon, we've all encountered more often than we'd like. It began on a night where the fog hung heavy, like ghostly tendrils trying to engulf the train, and the moon was shrouded in a cloak of clouds. We were traversing the Red Line route, infamous for its history of inexplicable mishaps and unsolved disappearances. Even the most rational minds among us could not deny the icy fingers of fear that would crawl up our spines as we passed through. On this fog-choked night, the train was as it always was, lonely, save for a few workers, and cold. But there was an unnerving silence, a silence so thick you could feel it pressing against your eardrums. That's when we heard it, the distant whistles of another train, the Phantom Express, as the old-timers called it. They said it harbored the restless spirits of those who had met their untimely ends on these very tracks. The unnerving part was, there were no scheduled trains on this track during our run. The phantom whistle grew louder, resounding through the metallic body of our train. A cold dread spread through my veins, making my heart beat to the rhythms of ancient, forbidden drums. It was when I saw the lights, another train's lights piercing through the fog, that my blood turned to ice. It was heading straight towards us, on the same track, an inevitable collision course. The air was filled with the ghastly cacophony of screeching metal as our driver engaged the emergency brakes. I looked out, and within the spectral lights of the Phantom Express, I could see them, ghastly figures, faces distorted in perpetual fear and anguish. Their eyes, void of solace, met mine, whispering silent screams of their tormented eternity. I could feel their pain, their anger, and their sorrow seeping into my very soul. The air around us became icy, whispers filled the compartment, murmurs of untold stories, and tales of woe. My breath visible, I could see my colleagues paralyzed, their faces pale, etched with horror as the phantom train bore down upon us. In those seemingly eternal seconds, I saw her, a little girl in a bygone dress, her spectral figure standing amongst the ethereal passengers. Her eyes, pools of eternal sadness, bore into mine, whispering words of a forgotten tragedy. It was a tale of a derailment, of screams lost within the clanging of metal, of lives extinguished in the cruel, unforgiving night. Then, as inevitable collision seemed imminent, the phantom lights flared brighter, consuming everything, filling our senses with a symphony of tormented wails and mournful goodbyes. And then, silence, an oppressive, haunting silence. The lights were gone, the spectral train, the ghastly passengers, all vanished into the fog from whence they came. We were alone again on the tracks, the fog slowly dissipating, revealing the moon's pallid face once more. The air was still, the whispers gone, but the chilling presence of those trapped within the Phantom Express lingered, a silent reminder of the restless souls entwined with the Red Line route. After that night, many quit, their minds forever imprinted with the haunting visages of the phantom passengers. I, too, bear the scars, the memories of that fateful encounter playing in endless loops in the theater of my mind, a nightly symphony of the macabre. The Phantom Express is a tale we share in hushed tones, a warning, a reminder of the spectral denizens of the Red Line route, forever entwined with the steel tracks, forever a part of the railroad's haunting symphony. Story number 2. Every night shift worker on the railroad has a tale etched in their soul, a tale that reverberates with echoes of haunting melodies and spectral whispers. But there's one occurrence that has stained our nights with unending terror, the shadow keeper of the Lost Junction. We speak of it in murmurs, fear tinting our voices, for it's a story where shadows dance with the forgotten and the air is thick with the fragrance of eternal sorrow. It was a night draped in silence, the kind that whispers tales of the unseen. The air was damp, the world outside bathed in a haunting moonlight that seemed to reveal more shadows than it dispelled. We were scheduled to cross the Lost Junction, a place shrouded in legends and untold mysteries. The old crews spoke of a keeper, a shadowy entity said to guard the spirits lost to the tragedies of the junction, bound to the tracks by unfulfilled destinies and eternal lamentations. As the train hummed, slicing through the thick darkness, an air of unease settled within the compartments. The shadows seemed to grow denser, more tangible, whispering secrets in a language unknown to the living. A cold shiver walked down my spine, the chill in the air a silent testament to the unseen presence lurking in the shadows. It was then we saw him, the Shadow Keeper. He was a figure cloaked in darkness, his form ever changing, melding with the shadows around him. His eyes, oh those eyes! They were like two burning coals, piercing the night, revealing the sorrow of the eternities he had witnessed. He seemed to be looking right through me, into the very recesses of my soul, where my deepest fears resided. The atmosphere within the train was electrified with terror, the air so dense it felt like wading through a sea of despair. The keeper's shadowy tendrils reached out, caressing the train, and the air was filled with the weeping of unseen spirits, their sorrow interwoven with the eternal darkness. The wailing was a symphony of unresolved pain, a melody composed of spectral tears and the whispers of the forgotten. My heart raced, echoing the footsteps of the unseen, each beat a reminder of my mortality in the face of the eternal. The shadows around the keeper began to swirl, revealing the faces of the lost, their eyes mirrors reflecting the haunting dance of eternal anguish. They reached out, their hands mere wisps of shadows, whispering tales of love unfulfilled, of goodbyes unsaid. The train, seemingly aware of the spectral presences, let out a mournful howl, the metal groaning under the weight of the unheard. Time seemed to stretch, the seconds melding into eternities, the boundaries between the living and the dead blurring, becoming indistinguishable. The keeper, his form a dance of shadows and sorrow, moved closer, his eyes burning brighter, the air around him a cacophony of unending wails. And then, as suddenly as it had begun, it ended. The shadows receded, the wailing tapered into the silent whispers of the night, and the keeper, the eternal guardian of the lost, melded back into the darkness, becoming one with the shadows once more. The train continued its journey through the silent night, leaving the haunted junction behind, but the shadows within our souls lingered, etched forever by the keeper in the haunting symphony of the lost. That night remains a whispering shadow in our hearts, a reminder of the eternal dance between light and darkness, between life and the unseen. The Shadow Keeper of the Lost Junction is a tale we share with trembling hands and haunted eyes, a living testament to the eternal sorrow and the unseen presences that walk alongside us in this journey through the shadows. Story number 3. In the cloaked hours of the night, the railroad is a world unseen, a realm where shadows waltz with the forgotten, and the air is laced with whispered secrets of the otherworldly. Those of us who have spent our nights cradling the rails in our steel chariots have tales that chill the bone and haunt the soul. However, there's a tale, a phenomenon, that we, the night shift workers, have encountered that sends shivers cascading down our spines, the whispering rails of eternity. One particular night, the sky was painted with shadows, the stars shrouded in a mournful melancholy, and the air hummed with an unseen energy. We were cutting through the night, our train whispering tales of yore to the tracks beneath. It was the route that traversed the old, forgotten stations, the places where time seemed to weep, leaving behind echoes of the unseen. It was here that the air was thick with whispered secrets, the murmurs of the invisible interlacing with the winds. As we approached the ancient viaduct, the vibrations changed, the regular hum of the steel rails turning into a chorus of hushed voices, whispers entwined with the metallic symphony. It was as if the rails themselves were the custodians of untold stories, of unseen tragedies, and they were whispering their secrets, their eternal lamentations to us. The air within the compartment turned icy, the whispers growing louder, evolving into discernible voices, each telling a tale of sorrow and loss. I could hear the faint wailing of a woman, her voice a melody of eternal pain, narrating the tale of a lover lost to the unforgiving steel. Then there were the voices of children, their laughter interspersed with cries, speaking of journeys unfinished, of dreams unseen. My colleagues and I were suspended in a spectral symphony, the voices enveloping us, their pain seeping into our very beings. It was then that the apparitions appeared, their forms woven from the shadows around us, their faces etched with the lines of eternal sorrow. They were the bearers of the whispers, the unseen travelers of the night, bound to the rails by their untold stories. Their eyes, oh, those eyes! They were pools of unresolved pain, mirrors reflecting the endless dance of shadows and light. The train, now a chariot of the unseen, continued its journey through the whispering night, the symphony of sorrow growing louder, the spectral passengers growing more tangible. The compartment was a canvas painted with the shadows of the eternal, the air a dance of whispered tales and unseen lamentations. The journey through the whispering rails felt like an eternity, each second laden with the weight of unseen sorrow, each moment a dance with the shadows of the eternal. And then, as the first rays of the sun began to paint the world with light, the whispers began to recede, the apparitions began to dissolve into the shadows, their voices becoming one with the winds once more. As we left the realm of the whispering rails behind, the silence was a loud echo in our ears, the absence of the whispers a heavy presence around us. The journey was over, but the shadows within us lingered, the whispers etched forever in the recesses of our souls. The whispering rails of eternity is a tale we share with fear-laced voices, our words a dance with the shadows of the unseen. It is a reminder of the eternal companions we have in our journeys through the night, the unseen passengers whose whispers are the melodies of the eternal dance between life and the shadowy realms beyond. Story number 4. The nocturnal ballet of the trains paints the railroad with shadows unseen and whispers unheard. Among the countless tales spun within the embrace of the nebulous night, there exists one that leaves even the sturdiest souls trembling, and the bravest hearts whispering prayers to the stars above, the veil of spectral time. This phenomenon is one that we, the guardians of the nocturnal tracks, have encountered in the solace of the whispering night, leaving our spirits eternally intertwined with the spectral. It was on a night where the moon was a silent observer, its light cloaked in a shroud of whispering clouds, and the air hummed with the melodies of forgotten realms. Our train was the lone wanderer of the night, its steel body whispering secrets to the sleeping world below. The journey was seemingly bound in normalcy until we reached the Tunnel of Echoes, a place where time itself seemed to weep, leaving its tears etched within the ancient walls. As we entered the enveloping darkness of the tunnel, a palpable change vibrated through the air, the silence growing denser, and the shadows deeper. It was as if we had entered a realm suspended in time, the air woven with the threads of spectral sorrows. The compartment was bathed in a haunting glow, revealing the shadows dancing with the unseen. The veil of spectral time revealed itself, a transparent curtain of ethereal light, within which countless shadows danced, their forms etched with the lines of eternal torment. They were the guardians of the unseen tales, the whispers of the unspoken. Their eyes were the mirrors of the shadowy realms beyond, reflecting the dance of eternal agony and unresolved destinies. The air within the compartment was a symphony of hushed whispers and silent screams, each note a fragment of a forgotten tragedy, each melody a tale of love lost to the shadows. My heart raced with the rhythm of the unseen, the whispers becoming the voices of the eternal, their words painting the air with the colors of their untold stories. The shadows within the veil reached out, their hands the tendrils of forgotten realms, whispering the stories of their unfulfilled destinies. The air was a canvas painted with their eternal lamentations, their unseen tears becoming the symphony of the night. The train, seemingly aware of its spectral passengers, howled through the tunnel, its metallic body echoing the whispers of the eternal. Time itself seemed to be suspended within the spectral veil, each second becoming an eternity, each moment a dance with the shadows of the forgotten. The whispers grew louder, becoming the symphony of the unseen, and the shadows grew more tangible, revealing the faces of those lost to the spectral dance of time. And then, as the last whispers of the veil painted the air with their unseen tears, we emerged from the tunnel of echoes, the shadows receding into the silent realms beyond, and the whispers becoming one with the winds once more. The journey through the spectral veil was over, but the shadows within our souls lingered, the whispers forever etched within the recesses of our hearts. The veil of spectral time is a tale we share with the shadows, our words becoming the whispers of the unseen. It is a reminder of the eternal dance between the living and the spectral, a dance within which we are forever intertwined with the shadows of the eternal, the unseen passengers of our nocturnal journeys. Story number 5. In the seemingly unending journey through the shadow-veiled realms of the night, the Iron Serpent, our train, traverses lands cloaked in whispers and shrouded in the unseen. Among the many tales that haunt the nights of us, the Rail Guardians, there exists one draped in cursed shadows and sung in hushed tones, the cursed whispers of the Iron Serpent. A tale where shadows intertwine with spectral murmurs and the air is laden with the breaths of the unseen. The night was cloaked in an eerie silence, the kind that resonates with the whispers of forgotten lands, and the moon, a ghostly specter, bore witness to the unseen dance of the night. Our Iron Serpent slithered through the realms of shadows, its metallic body humming with the vibrations of the ancient tracks. The journey seemed bathed in an ordinary darkness until we approached the Forbidden Cross, a land where the veils between worlds were whisper thin, and the air echoed with the curses of the unseen. As the train carved its path through the Forbidden Cross, the atmosphere shifted, the shadows deepening and the silence morphing into a haunting melody of cursed whispers. It was as if we had trespassed into a realm where every shadow was a keeper of cursed tales, and every whisper was a bearer of forbidden secrets. The compartments turned into echoing chambers of spectral murmurs, the air dancing with the shadows of the cursed. The cursed whispers of the Iron Serpent wrapped around us, their tendrils etching the ancient curses into our very souls. They were the shadows of forbidden realms, their whispers the echoes of eternal torment and unresolved pain. Their eyes, glowing with the cursed light of unseen worlds, were the mirrors of the eternal dance between shadows and light, revealing the haunting ballet of cursed destinies. The air within the compartments was a cascade of forbidden melodies and hushed screams, each whisper a fragment of a damned soul, each shadow a dance of the cursed. My heart played the cursed symphony, the shadows becoming the voices of forbidden lands, their whispers painting the air with the colors of eternal damnation. The shadows within the cursed whispers reached out, their tendrils woven with the threads of forbidden realms, narrating the tales of their damned destinies. The air was a haunting canvas of cursed lamentations and forbidden tears, the shadows becoming the symphony of the forbidden night. The Iron Serpent, seemingly cursed with the shadows of the unseen, shrieked through the Forbidden Cross, its metallic body echoing the cursed whispers of the eternal. Time within the cursed whispers was a shadow, each second a cursed eternity, each moment a dance with the shadows of the damned. The whispers became louder, morphing into the symphony of the cursed, and the shadows became tangible, revealing the faces of the damned lost to the eternal dance of shadows. And then, as the last cursed whisper painted the air with the shadows of the damned, we traversed beyond the Forbidden Cross, the shadows retreating into the cursed realms beyond, and the whispers becoming one with the winds of the forbidden once more. The journey through the cursed whispers was over, but the shadows within our hearts lingered, the cursed whispers forever intertwined with the beats of our hearts. The cursed whispers of the Iron Serpent is a tale we share with trembling voices and shadowed hearts. It's a living echo of the eternal dance between the living and the cursed, a dance within which our souls are forever woven with the shadows of the forbidden, the unseen companions of our nocturnal sojourns. Story number 6. In the endless symphony of night, our iron behemoth traverses through the labyrinth of shadows, a silent witness to the unseen ballet of the realms beyond. Among the many spectral tales that haunt our nocturnal journeys, there exists one that whispers through our very souls and dances within the echoes of our hearts, the enigma of the shrouded conductor. It's a tapestry of eternal shadows and spectral symphonies, a journey through the haunted dance between the living and the eternal. The night was a shroud of whispering shadows, the moon, an ethereal spectator, and the stars, the silent keepers of ancient secrets. Our train, the Iron Behemoth, was the sole traveler of the shadow realms, its metallic heartbeat resonating with the forgotten whispers of yore. It seemed to be a journey through ordinary realms until we reached the Shadow's Junction, the land where time and shadow are intertwined, and the air is a silent keeper of spectral enigmas. As we navigated through the Shadow's Junction, a veil of eternal enigma enveloped us, the silence transmuting into a haunting serenade of spectral murmurs. It was a trespass into a realm of shadowed secrets and spectral enigmas, where each whisper was a keeper of eternal riddles, and each shadow was a dancer in the spectral ballet. The compartments were sanctuaries of the shrouded conductor's enigma, the air a haunting waltz of shadows and whispers. The shrouded conductor emerged from the veils of shadows, his form an enigma of spectral light, his face a canvas of eternal shadows. His eyes were mirrors to the realms beyond, reflecting the enigma of the spectral dance. His whispers were the melodies of the eternal enigma, his words, the keys to the labyrinth of shadows. The air was a labyrinth of spectral whispers and shadowed screams, each enigma a fragment of a haunted soul, each shadow a secret of the realms beyond. My heart was the keeper of the spectral enigma, the shadows, and the whispers interweaving into the dance of the eternal riddle. The shrouded conductor's enigma interwove with the shadows, his whispers, the riddles of the realms beyond, narrating the tales of his spectral journey. The air was a haunting sonnet of spectral enigma and shadowed tears, the whispers becoming the symphony of the shadowed night. The Iron Behemoth, seemingly intertwined with the spectral enigma, roared through the Shadow's Junction, its metallic soul echoing the enigma of the shrouded conductor. Time within the enigma was a shadowed labyrinth, each second an eternal riddle, each moment a dance with the shadows of the enigma. The whispers intensified, becoming the symphony of the shrouded conductor, and the shadows revealed the faces of the spectral travelers lost to the eternal dance of enigma. And then, as the last shadowed whisper intertwined with the echoes of the spectral, we glided beyond the Shadow's Junction, the shadows retreating into the enigmatic realms, and the whispers becoming one with the winds of the shadowed once more. The journey through the enigma was concluded, but the shadows within our spirits lingered, the spectral enigma eternally dancing within the echoes of our souls. The enigma of the shrouded conductor is a tale we share with shrouded hearts and shadowed voices. It is the eternal echo of the dance between the living and the spectral, a dance within which our spirits are eternally enshrouded in the shadows of the enigmatic, the unseen travelers of our shadowed odysseys. Story number 7. In the orchestration of night, where the symphony of shadows interweaves with the silence of the eternal, our locomotive behemoth ventures through the realms unseen, its iron heart pulsating with echoes of forgotten realms. Among the myriad spectral tales whispered through our nocturnal sojourns, there lurks one that reverberates through our very beings and waltzes within our haunted spirits, the wailing specters of shadowed rails. It is a ballad of haunted echoes and spectral laments, a voyage through the realms between shadows and the wailing beyond. The night was veiled in murmuring shadows, the moon a ghostly companion in our spectral dance, and our train, the nocturnal behemoth, wove its way through the land of haunting echoes, its heartbeat resonating with the silent wails of the unseen. The journey, seemingly a dance with the ordinary shadows, took a turn to the unknown as we neared the wailing abyss, where the air is heavy with the laments of the spectral, and the shadows are keepers of the haunted echoes. As the locomotive pierced the veil of the wailing abyss, a symphony of spectral laments engulfed us, the shadows deepening, whispering the ballad of the haunted. It felt like we had invaded the realm where every shadow was a relic of haunted tales, and every wail was a strand of the eternal sorrow. The compartments became sanctuaries of wailing specters, the air a haunting tapestry of laments and shadows. The wailing specters unveiled themselves, their forms a cascade of sorrowful light, their faces canvases of eternal lament. Their eyes were windows to the haunted realms, the sorrowful dance of eternity reflected within. Their wails were the haunted melodies of the shadowed rails, their tears the echoes of the shadowed sorrow. The air swirled with the symphony of haunted laments and sorrowful screams, each wail a piece of a tormented soul, each shadow a relic of the haunted realms. My heart echoed the symphony of the wailing, the shadows, and laments entwining, creating the ballad of the haunted. The wailing specters weaved their sorrowful dance around us, their laments echoing the tales of their haunted existence. The air was a haunting canvas of spectral sorrow and eternal tears, the wails interweaving into the symphony of the haunted night. The locomotive behemoth, seemingly one with the haunted symphony, traversed the wailing abyss, its iron soul resonating with the wailing of the spectral. Time within the wailing was a haunting echo, each second a spectral lament, each moment a dance with the shadows of sorrow. The wails heightened, transforming into the symphony of the wailing specters, and the shadows unveiled the faces of those lost to the eternal dance of sorrow. And then, as the last echo of the wailing intertwined with the shadows, we voyaged beyond the wailing abyss, the shadows retreating to the haunted realms, and the laments intertwining with the winds of the shadowed realms once more. The journey through the wailing was concluded, but the shadows within our souls lingered, the wailing specters forever resonating within the silence of our spirits. The Wailing Specters of Shadowed Rails is a tale we narrate with haunted voices and sorrowful hearts. It's the eternal ballad of the dance between the living and the spectral, a dance where our souls are intertwined with the shadows of the wailing, the unseen companions of our haunted voyages. Story number 8. In the whispering embrace of the unending night, our rattling chariot of steel courses through the enigmatic shadows, its soul a symphony of the unseen waltz between realms. Among the labyrinth of tales that echo through our midnight passages, there whispers one that resonates with the eternal dance of shadows and silence, the phantom's mirage of silent rails. It's a haunting dance of silent echoes and eternal mirages, a journey through the realms where shadows whisper and the phantom mirrors the eternal silence. The cursed symphony unveiled its relentless dance, its form a silhouette of foreboding shadows, its face a harbinger of the eternal curse. Its eyes were the portals to the ravenous realms, the relentless dance of shadows and curses reflected within. Its whispers were the foreboding melodies of the unseen realms, its hunger the dance of the eternal shadows. The air morphed into a symphony of relentless whispers and foreboding screams, each echo a piece of an eternal soul, each shadow a harbinger of the ravenous realms. My essence resonated with the relentless symphony, the shadows and the curses weaving the dance of the ravenous shadows. The cursed symphony wove its relentless dance around us, its curses echoing the tales of its eternal existence. The air was a symphony of relentless curses and eternal hunger, the echoes intertwining into the dance of the eternal night. The relentless locomotive, seemingly entangled with the cursed shadows, coursed through the lands of the ravenous symphony, its soul resonating with the curses of the ravenous. Time within the symphony was a relentless echo, each second a cursed whisper, each moment a dance with the shadows of the ravenous. The echoes intensified, transforming into the symphony of the cursed symphony, and the shadows unveiled the faces of the silent wanderers lost to the eternal dance of shadows. And then, as the last echo of the curse intertwined with the shadows, we traversed beyond the lands of the ravenous symphony, the shadows retreating to the cursed realms, and the echoes intertwining with the winds of the eternal once more. The voyage through the ravenous shadows was concluded, but the shadows within our souls lingered, the cursed symphony forever resonating within the echoes of our beings. The cursed symphony of ravenous shadows is a tale we narrate with foreboding hearts and shadowed voices. It's the eternal dance between the living and the cursed, a dance where our souls are eternally entwined with the shadows of the hunger, the unseen shadows of our relentless odyssey. Story number 10. In the clandestine symphony of the boundless night, where ethereal whispers waltz with the enshrouded silence, our stalwart engine drives through the veiled dimensions, its heartbeat echoing the forsaken dance between the veiled realms. Among the myriad macabre tales whispered through our ephemeral voyages, there echoes one that intertwines with our forsaken spirits and murmurs the eternal dance, the forsaken dance of ethereal chains. It's a haunting ballet of forgotten echoes and ethereal bonds, a journey through the dimensions where chains are ethereal and the dance is forsaken. The night was a clandestine labyrinth of enshrouded whispers, the moon a silent watcher in our ethereal waltz, and our train, the stalwart voyager, traversed the lands of ethereal chains, its echo murmuring the forsaken dance of the veiled. The journey, seemingly a waltz through the shadows, metamorphosed into a forsaken dance as we penetrated the lands of ethereal chains, where the air is bound by the echoes of the forsaken, and the silence is the keeper of the ethereal dance. As our engine carved its way through the lands of ethereal chains, a haunting ballet of forsaken echoes enclosed us, the silence whispering the eternal dance of the bound. It was a traverse into the domain where every silence is an ethereal chain, and every echo is a forsaken dancer in the eternal ballet. The compartments turned into sanctuaries of ethereal bonds, the air a ballet of forgotten whispers and ethereal chains. The forsaken dance unshrouded its eternal ballet, its form a silhouette of forgotten echoes, its face a mirror to the eternal chains. Its eyes were windows to the ethereal realms, the forsaken dance of echoes and chains mirrored within. Its whispers were the forgotten melodies of the veiled realms, its chains the dance of the eternal echoes. The air wove into a ballet of forsaken whispers and ethereal screams, each echo a fragment of an eternal soul, each silence a keeper of the ethereal chains. My spirit echoed the forsaken ballet, the silences and the chains weaving the dance of the ethereal chains. The forsaken dance wove its eternal ballet around us, its chains echoing the tales of its forsaken existence. The air was a ballet of forgotten chains and eternal echoes, the whispers intertwining into the dance of the eternal night. The stalwart engine, seemingly intertwined with the ethereal ballet, voyaged through the lands of ethereal chains, its heartbeat echoing the chains of the ethereal. Time within the ballet was a forgotten echo, each second an ethereal chain, each moment a dance with the silences of the bound. The whispers heightened, transforming into the symphony of the forsaken dance, and the silences unveiled the faces of the bound wanderers lost to the eternal dance of echoes. And then, as the last echo of the chain intertwined with the silence, we journeyed beyond the lands of ethereal chains, the silences retreating to the ethereal realms, and the echoes intertwining with the winds of the eternal once more. The journey through the ethereal chains was concluded, but the silences within our spirits lingered, the forsaken dance forever dancing within the echoes of our souls. The forsaken dance of ethereal chains is a tale we whisper with bound hearts and veiled voices. It's the eternal ballet between the living and the ethereal, a ballet where our spirits are eternally bound with the echoes of the forsaken, the unseen keepers of our ephemeral symphony. Story number 11. In the veiled symphony of the obsidian abyss, where spectral whispers intertwine with the shadows of forgotten realms, our steel serpent slithers through unknown territories, its essence dancing to the whispers of sinister waltzes. Amid the many eldritch stories murmured through our nocturnal expeditions, there is one that entangles our very souls, whispering the grim dance, the Shadow Weaver's sinister waltz. It's a chilling ballet of ominous whispers and shadowy strands, a traversal through the territories where shadows weave and the waltz is sinister. The night was a veiled maze of spectral whispers, the moon the grim maestro of our sinister waltz, and our train, the relentless serpent, crept through the realms of shadow weavers, its whispers murmuring the sinister dance of the forgotten. The journey, seemingly a ballet with the common shadows, transformed into a sinister waltz as we entered the realms of the Shadow Weaver, where shadows weave the strands of the sinister, and the air is a symphony of ominous whispers. As we delve deeper into the realms of the Shadow Weaver, a chilling ballet of ominous whispers wrapped around us, the shadows whispering the eternal dance of the Weaver. It was an expedition into the territory where every shadow weaves a strand of the sinister, and every whisper is a dancer in the grim ballet. The compartments morphed into sanctuaries of shadowy strands, the air a waltz of ominous whispers and shadow weavers. The Shadow Weaver unveiled its grim dance, its form a silhouette of ominous shadows, its face a tapestry of the eternal sinister. Its eyes were the reflections of the shadowy realms, the grim dance of shadows and strands reflected within. Its whispers were the ominous melodies of the unseen realms, its strands the dance of the eternal shadows. The air turned into a ballet of grim whispers and shadowy screams, each strand a piece of an eternal soul, each shadow a weaver of the sinister realms. My essence resonated with the grim ballet, the shadows and strands interweaving into the dance of the Shadow Weaver. The Shadow Weaver wove its grim dance around us, its strands echoing the tales of its eternal existence. The air was a ballet of shadowy strands and eternal whispers, the shadows intertwining into the dance of the eternal night. The relentless serpent, seemingly entwined with the grim ballet, slithered through the realms of the Shadow Weaver, its essence echoing the strands of the shadow. Time within the ballet was a shadowy echo, each second a sinister strand, each moment a dance with the shadows of the Weaver. The whispers grew more ominous, transforming into the symphony of the Shadow Weaver, and the shadows unveiled the faces of the silent wanderers lost to the eternal dance of strands. And then, as the last strand of the shadow intertwined with the whisper, we moved beyond the realms of the Shadow Weaver, the shadows retreating to the sinister realms, and the whispers intertwining with the winds of the eternal once more. The journey through the shadowy strands concluded, but the shadows within our beings lingered, the Shadow Weaver's sinister waltz forever waltzing within the strands of our souls. The Shadow Weaver's sinister waltz is a tale we narrate with shadowed hearts and grim voices. It's the eternal ballet between the living and the shadow, a dance within which our essences are eternally woven in the shadows of the sinister, the unseen dancers of our nocturnal symphony. Story number 12. In the obscured ballad of the nocturnal realms, where ephemeral murmurs meld with the apparitions of the time forgotten, our iron leviathan treads through concealed worlds, its pulse throbbing to the whispers of the eclipsed rail. Among the countless phantasmagoric legends whispered through our nightly odysseys, one interlaces our restless spirits, murmuring the clandestine symphony, the whispers of the eclipsed rail. It's a haunting symphony of spectral murmurs and veiled echoes, a passage through the worlds where whispers are eclipsed and the rail is spectral. The night was a concealed tapestry of ephemeral murmurs, the moon the secret orchestrator of our clandestine symphony, and our train, the unyielding leviathan, drifted through the provinces of whispering echoes, its murmurs crooning the clandestine symphony of the unseen. The voyage, seemingly a symphony with the known whispers, transformed into a clandestine dance as we infiltrated the provinces of the eclipsed rail, where whispers are eclipsed by the shadows of the unseen, and the air is a ballad of spectral murmurs. As we penetrated deeper into the provinces of the eclipsed rail, a haunting symphony of spectral murmurs engulfed us, the whispers crooning the eternal symphony of the eclipsed. It was a journey into the realm where every whisper is a spectral echo, and every murmur is a dancer in the clandestine symphony. The compartments became chambers of veiled echoes, the air a symphony of spectral murmurs and eclipsed whispers. The eclipsed rail uncovered its clandestine symphony, its form a silhouette of spectral murmurs, its face a canvas of the eternal clandestine. Its eyes were portals to the whispering realms, the clandestine symphony of whispers and echoes reflected within. Its murmurs were the spectral tunes of the unseen provinces, its echoes the dance of the eternal whispers. The air swirled into a symphony of clandestine murmurs and spectral howls, each echo a shard of an eternal soul, each whisper a weaver of the unseen symphony. My spirit vibrated to the clandestine symphony, the whispers and echoes weaving the dance of the eclipsed rail. The eclipsed rail wove its clandestine symphony around us, its echoes narrating the tales of its spectral existence. The air was a symphony of veiled echoes and eternal murmurs, the whispers interlacing into the dance of the eternal whisper. The unyielding Leviathan, seemingly meshed with the clandestine symphony, drifted through the provinces of the eclipsed rail, its pulse echoing the whispers of the spectral. Time within the symphony was a spectral murmur, each tick a clandestine echo, each talk a dance with the whispers of the eclipsed. The murmurs intensified, becoming the ballad of the eclipsed rail, and the whispers unveiled the visages of the silent drifters lost to the eternal dance of echoes. And then, as the last echo of the whisper intertwined with the murmur, we navigated beyond the provinces of the eclipsed rail, the whispers retreating to the spectral provinces, and the murmurs interlacing with the breezes of the eternal once more. The traverse through the veiled echoes concluded, but the whispers within our souls persisted, the whispers of the eclipsed rail forever crooning within the echoes of our spirits. The whispers of the eclipsed rail is a legend we articulate with shadowed hearts and spectral voices. It's the eternal symphony between the living and the whispering, a symphony in which our souls are eternally intertwined with the murmurs of the clandestine, the unseen orchestrators of our nocturnal ballad. Story number 13. In the uncharted choruses of the nocturnal abyss, where transient echoes blend with the specters of the forgotten eons, our metallic behemoth traverses through shadowed dominions, its soul resounding to the whispers of the phantom tracks. Amid the myriad ethereal legends murmured through our nightly voyages, there exists one that enchants our very souls, whispering the unseen serenade, the abyssal serenade of phantom tracks. It's a harrowing serenade of mysterious echoes and elusive shadows, a pilgrimage through the domains where tracks are phantom and the serenade is abyssal. The night was an enigmatic mural of transient echoes, the moon the concealed conductor of our abyssal serenade. In our train, the unwavering behemoth delved through the lands of phantom tracks, its whispers humming the unseen serenade of the forgotten. The trek, seemingly a harmonious encounter with the known echoes, metamorphosed into an abyssal dance as we ventured into the lands of the phantom tracks, where tracks are phantom and the shadows sing the unseen, and the air is a chorus of mysterious echoes. As we submerged deeper into the lands of the phantom tracks, a harrowing serenade of mysterious echoes enveloped us, the whispers humming the enduring serenade of the phantom. It was an odyssey into the domain where every echo is a mysterious shadow, and every whisper is a dancer in the abyssal serenade. The compartments evolved into sanctuaries of elusive shadows, the air a serenade of mysterious echoes and phantom whispers. The phantom tracks revealed its abyssal serenade, its form an enigma of mysterious echoes, its visage a tableau of the eternal unseen. Its eyes were gateways to the phantom realms, the abyssal serenade of shadows and echoes reflected within. Its whispers were the mysterious hymns of the unseen lands, its shadows the dance of the eternal echoes. The air transmuted into a serenade of abyssal whispers and mysterious wails, each shadow a fragment of an eternal being, each whisper a weaver of the unseen serenade. My soul resonated with the abyssal serenade, the whispers and shadows interweaving into the dance of the phantom tracks. The phantom tracks wove its abyssal serenade around us, its shadows reverberating the tales of its mysterious existence. The air was a serenade of elusive shadows and enduring whispers, the echoes interlocking into the dance of the eternal phantom. The unwavering behemoth, seemingly intertwined with the abyssal serenade, delved through the lands of the phantom tracks, its soul reverberating the echoes of the mysterious. Time within the serenade was a mysterious whisper, each instant an unseen shadow, each epic a dance with the whispers of the phantom. The whispers elevated, morphing into the chorus of the phantom tracks, and the echoes unveiled the countenances of the silent nomads lost to the eternal dance of shadows. And then, as the last shadow of the whisper interlocked with the echo, we traversed beyond the lands of the phantom tracks, the whispers retreating to the mysterious lands, and the echoes intertwining with the winds of the eternal once more. The journey through the elusive shadows concluded, but the whispers within our beings remained, the abyssal serenade of phantom tracks forever humming within the shadows of our souls. The abyssal serenade of phantom tracks is a story we narrate with enshrouded hearts and mysterious voices. It's the eternal dance between the living and the whispering, a dance within which our beings are eternally interwoven with the echoes of the unseen dancers of our nocturnal chorus.